Hi everyone, I hope we're all doing really well. Today I'm going to be talking about the biggest things that I have ever in my life manifested. I'm talking about huge things. I love uploading every single day. I'm like attached to you guys now. Like I missed you. How was your day, baby? Okay, so the first thing that, this is not in chronological order, but like the first thing that I'm going to be talking about is 2 promotions within like 2 months. This is like insane. So I moved to New York 2 years ago and I was a video producer working for dailymail.com. Now I moved, and context, background, I have been a video producer for 3 years prior at Daily Mail Australia. However, I moved to dailymail.com in the same position, and I got promoted straight away in New York within a month. So I became senior video producer, and then literally without me even having to ask, in 7 months I became NY deputy head of video. And the way that I did that was basically being really generic and saying I'm so successful, I'm such a successful woman. I listened to success affirmation tapes when I was sleeping. Those were the main 2 things that I did for that. Now I'm gonna say that every single big manifestation I manifested in complete different ways, which just attests to the fact that there is no one way of doing this, right? Like you can do this in any way that you want. And I will link that up in the card up above of the tape that I listened to and I listen to this day. Number 2, I manifested moving to New York. Now this was a little bit slow going because I was using more of the law of attraction, not to, you know, bag on the law of attraction. Law of attraction is the best. Like I love the law of attraction. I just use things that benefit me in the moment, right? So like whatever my mood is. And also I didn't know that much about the law of assumption. I actually didn't know about the law of assumption at all. So also I just had a lot of limiting beliefs, and I feel like I just wasn't ready as like a 23-year-old, and then I moved at like 25. So it took me 2 years, and I was very much doing like all these law of attraction things, like being in the vibe, staying in gratitude. I wasn't affirming. What was I doing? I was visualizing. I wasn't visualizing every single day, and I had a lot of doubts, and I was putting in a lot of action, and I think I was just having a lot of doubts. I think that's what really like kept me from moving like quickly, like at 23. Also, as I said, I just feel like I wasn't ready. Like I just wasn't there yet. And I'm so glad that I moved when I did. But I also listened to like New York sounds when I was falling asleep. I find that anytime I put on any sounds while I'm falling asleep, that works like a charm. But like I say this in every manifestation video, the number 1 thing that always works for me is visualizing. So I always visualize living in my New York apartment, and like I put in my vision board that I live in New York basically, and I sometimes would have like pretended I acted as if, so it's like a law of attraction thing, right? So I acted as if I was already living in New York. But the way that I manifest now versus how I manifested moving to New York is like completely different, like a stark difference. I'm definitely more like consistent, confident, because it is whatever I say it is, like period. Yeah, and the way that it actually like came into fruition was me following my intuition and also feeling my good feeling thoughts. So law of attraction does work, guys. Like the way that I did that was getting into a good feeling thought. I was much more high vibe towards the end, and then I was kind of like feeling what I wanted to do. Whereas before I was like applying to jobs anxiously, and then it was like the end of 2020 and I was just like, I like effort we ball basically. I went to Byron Bay with my friend and we were just having so much fun, and I was like, you know what, like I'm in my 20s, I'm gonna have fun. And I also was just like getting really excited for like moving to New York. Before it was like this whole big thing that I'm like, I have to do, right? So then I just had this intuitive hit, and I acted out of love, I acted out of inspiration. It was inspired action for sure, that I needed to email like the head of video at New York, and I did that, and the rest is history. Number 3, oh my god, this is like the most law of assumption thing that I did. And okay, this is like this is turning into a law of assumption channel again. So this was the most law of assumption thing that I did, and I got my manifestation within like a week. Like, it was insane. And the circumstances in which this happened, like, if you live in New York or you've ever heard about trying to find apartments in New York, you are going to be absolutely shook. So this was after COVID. This was 2021. I gotta admit, it was like kind of like winter. It was like February, March. So it wasn't like summer. So summer is like so hard to get apartments anywhere, let alone Manhattan, let alone, guess where I wanted to move? West Village. History, background, March 2021, COVID's long gone out of like the real estate game in New York. So Asians don't give a F. Like, real estate, like everyone, no one cares anymore. The prices skyrocketed. I'm pretty sure they were higher than what they were even before the pandemic. Everyone who lived in West Village, who got those pandemic deals, moved from the West Village to the East Village, whereas I moved from the East Village to the West Village. And it literally like took me timeline like February 2020. I'm sorry. Everything that you heard when I said 2021, I meant 2022. February 2022, I started looking for apartments and I signed a deal. Within 2 weeks, I got accepted in 2 weeks. And I got my studio apartment in the West Village with no roommates. Yeah. And I moved in 1st of April 2022, and it's rent stabilized, and it is a very amazing, great price. Now, how did I do it? How did I do it? I used the Neville Goddard technique where he fell asleep into the wish fulfilled. So I was sleeping as though I was already in my apartment in the West Village. And it felt so real. I made it feel so real, and it wasn't like visualizing, and it wasn't affirming. It was actually just feeling, like, just how would I feel if I was sleeping in my West Village apartment? Fulfilled, happy, free, safe, like just being really at peace and quiet. Because in my East Village apartment, so East Village is like very known for like NYU kids living in the East Village, right? Like rich NYU kids living in East Village. So literally the guys at the top was like banging, like stomping above me like so much. And so I was just like imagining myself like I am living in peace. I am totally calm. Like I have such an amazing place where I feel completely comfortable. It's my own little shelter. And that's exactly what happened in 2 weeks. Number 4 was getting 1 million views on my YouTube video. If you want to check that video out that just blew up, I'll put it up in the card up above. But basically, I wasn't really like sitting there and specifically manifesting for that thing, although I have been generically just, you know, manifesting having a lot of subscribers and also getting a lot of views. So I wasn't specifically like, oh my god, like I'm going to get my video to 1 million views. At the same time, I did put on my vision board that I was going to have this amount of subscribers and 1 million views on a video. So now that I think about it, yes, but I actually like see, like I didn't even remember, like it wasn't like my main like thing like that was in my brain. I was mainly just concentrating on getting like subscribers, like that was what I was manifesting. But at the same time, like literally if I'm checking my subscriber count and I'm really caring about it and I'm just like always like, you know what I mean, like everything just stops. As soon as I abandoned my YouTube channel, like literally what the hell, like please explain. Like as soon as I abandon my YouTube channel and I just go and live my life and I don't check it, I don't upload, I'm not attached at all, it just blows up every single time. So that's what happened. I stopped caring about it and I was just enjoying my life, you know what I mean? Like I was just following my happiness. I was in alignment. I was in the vortex. So it was more like of a law of attraction thing as well. So that wasn't really specific either. It was just like I put it on my vision board and I like occasionally, like very rarely visualize myself having 100,000 subscribers. That's what I would visualize. I never really visualized like a million, you know, views, you know what I mean? But I did get a lot of subscribers out of that video. Number 5, I dated an actual movie star. Yes, I went to his movie opening and he was like the main character in a movie with Peyton List. So if you want to do your research, you are more than welcome to. My type is tall, broad-shouldered, blonde with blue eyes. It's a sickness, okay? It's a sickness. So, I did something very specific here. I made a list. I swear to God, this is the hack for every single thing when it comes to men and dating. Like, I did one list and I got like low-key excited about it, but at the same time, I just forgot about it. And I just went on about my day. And that's literally all I did. And this is no joke. Like, I never wrote down, I want to date a movie star, or him specifically. It was like, the qualities that I look for in a man is blonde hair, blue eyes, broad-shouldered, ambitious, loyal, funny, spiritual. So like that would have been a plus. Like that's not like something that's like my deal breaker, but he was all of those things. Like, and honestly, like it felt like every time I went on a date with him, it felt like I was in a movie. Like we'd go on beaches, we'd hold hands, and like we'd like talk for hours in the car. It was like all very, very cute and romantic, and just like, that was great. That was a movie, I'm not gonna lie. Number 6, I partied with Tyga. Yes, Tyga the rapper. I didn't have to sign an NDA because I didn't Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so what had happened was my friend is absolutely obsessed with Tyga, and she was gonna go to his concert in Sydney, right? So 2 weeks before that, we were talking about it. She's also really into manifesting. So she's like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go to his concert with my friend. Like, I was invited to go, but I wasn't like a diehard fan of Ty. Like, I love his music, but like, I'm like, I don't want to like spend money to go to his concert. But what I will do is go to his after party. So that's exactly what happened. We went to Marquee, Sydney, Australia. Like before that happened, like 2 weeks before, we were talking about it and we're like, okay, let's manifest like tonight, just like visualize ourselves like partying at his penthouse, because he's known for inviting girls after the show to his penthouse to just party, whatever, and kick it. So she already like knew how to do this as well, and she's like, you gotta wear like something bright, whatever. We did that, and she's like, I'm gonna visualize, you visualize, let's get this thing going, let's get this show on the road. So I came home and I visualized for literally like 5 minutes, and I was like, oh my God, like just feeling how it would feel like to party with Tyga, and just, I love his music. So I actually didn't turn on his music, but I have this overall like feeling, I have this overall vibe when it comes to Tyga. So that's what I was kind of feeling, and like that made me happy, and like I was just like really excited, right? And I was visualizing with my friend, just dapping it up, like having a good old time, you know what I mean? So that's exactly what happened. I met her at the after party, we kicked it, we literally got in to like his stage. So like when he performs for after parties, he usually, like, I don't know what it is like now, this is like 2019, but he like brought girls up on stage, right? So we were brought up, and then what happens after is like the curtains close, or the stage is like closed, it's done, whatever. Those girls get like invited to like this bar that's like behind the stage, and so we're all like talking, whatever, and those girls, like specific girls there, get picked. Like, I'm not gonna go into the qualifications, but like we were picked, and then we like got transported to his penthouse in Sydney, and we partied, and it was a really great time. Number 7, I literally lost 7 pounds in like 18 months. Could have been quicker, but I love myself, and I want to do things like very like slowly, right? You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to be like super quick. I hate myself, I'm starving myself, I'm gonna do this how I want to do it, right? So this was something that I still do to this day. Yes, I do. Because I feel like with weight loss, it's very like on and off, and like it just depends on the kind of lifestyle that you have. I go through cycles. Like sometimes I'm just chilling at home. I like to chill, self-development, like working on my career, stuff like that. Sometimes I have cycles when I'm just like, play party girl. I stay solid rocky is the vibe, you know what I mean? So like when I'm in that mode, it's like I feel like I just gain more weight. Anyways, not the point. So this is the thing that worked for me the most. And I go by intuition, like what feels the best for me, and I suggest you do the same thing. But what I did specifically for this is imagine myself looking at myself in the mirror with a specific Nike black sports bra and just admiring myself being ripped and shredded, just not lifting up my shirt, but like looking at my abs and just being like completely like so happy with how I looked. And the feeling that gave me was such pure like ecstasy and happiness, like absolutely insane, absolutely insane, absolutely insane. So that is the most important thing, the feeling, like, and I just knew that it was gonna happen. And then also I put a picture of like a woman standing on scales and it says 60 kilograms, right? So I put that on my vision board and that's exactly what happened. And I lost 40 pounds. And it was really, really easy for me. I mean, it wasn't easy, but like, it just felt like I was being guided, you know. It was like, okay, and then do this. Like, and I was like guided lovingly into dropping 40 pounds. And like looking back, I'm like, damn, like I was trying so hard before visualizing, and nothing happened. And when I started visualizing and actually getting into the feeling of feeling comfortable in my own skin, like feeling so happy with how I look like, actually feeling comfortable, that is when everything changed for me. So those were my biggest manifestations ever. Like I manifest consciously on a daily basis, like things that actually scare me. But I just thought that I would share like the big life things, like crazy big things, right? So yeah, I hope that this inspired you. You can literally manifest anything that you want. Like think of one thing. Think of that one thing right now. You can manifest it. You can literally have it like yesterday. So I hope that this video inspired you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.